Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. This week we had the rollout of the trailer for the movie The Iron Claw. This honestly is going to be a Zac Efron movie put out by A24 about the life of the Von Erich family. I think this is going to be a very, very good movie. I'm not the biggest Zac Efron fan. I've never seen High School Musical. I honestly don't know anything that he's ever done in his career. He's just been a name that's kind of floated out there. Has been like a pretty boy actor that went through the world of Disney and things like that. But when I first heard about this movie, I honestly thought this is going to be really, really good. I just was like, this is a story that, if done right, could be one of the best wrestling movies that there's ever been in the world of wrestling. We've seen them try this with No Holds Barred. We saw them try it with the Fighting with My Family, the Page movie. It's not something they touch on much, but with heels just not getting brought back on Stars. It was canceled after 2 seasons. That was a really good show that you can honestly, if you know anybody who watched Heels who's not a wrestling fan, say that this storyline is going to be a lot like Heels, but it's gonna be different. They pull right into the families being cursed. If you go back and you watch the history of World Class Championship Wrestling documentary, I don't think it's called The Rise and Fall. I don't think they called everything that they ever made a DVD documentary about a promotion closing that. But just what a really, really good story about the Von Erichs. Fritz, being a wrestler, gets pulled out of the Dallas, the Texas territory. They move up to being in New York. They have one of the sons died after being electrocuted. That was the first death of the family. That pushes him to move back to Dallas, where he wrestles as Fritz Von Erich. Then, of course, he buys the promotion where he starts to run World Class Championship Wrestling out of Dallas. At that time, you can't trust anybody more than your family, because you don't want to put a belt on somebody and then get a better offer from definitely Vince, who's like scooping people up left and right at the time. So he knew he could trust his family, and he made his sons the focus of that promotion. Of course, we see in the trailer, we see the Sportatorium. I was very lucky enough to go to the former home of the Sportatorium when we went to Dallas for WrestleMania 32. I've got 2 separate videos up on it. I thought it was really, really cool. I was watching a lot of World Class Championship Wrestling at the time. And to see the Sportatorium in film actually put back together, walking up to it, what it looked like, with the cars in the parking lot with the people packed for the matches, then walking in to go to the locker room. Then once you're inside, we've all heard the stories. I believe they made a separate World Class Championship Wrestling documentary that was independent from WWE. I can't remember what the name was, but that's actually what I got signed when I had the chance to meet Kevin Von Erich at WrestleCon that year. He actually walks into the Sportatorium before it's actually torn down. He's telling the stories of what's going on in there. I think if you go back and you watch the WWE version, they've got the stories of all the rats that were in there that were walking on the 2x4s like on the ceiling, and they would fall into the fryer, and they'd be frying them up with the French fries and things like that. It's just really cool to see it actually put together. The guys that are in this movie, we've got Zac Efron, the guy from the Hulu show, The Bear, plays Kerry Von Erich, a guy that really got my attention watching WWF around 1991 when he first came in there. They're going to tell the story of him, having the motorcycle wreck, which we see in the trailer. That, of course, is going to take his foot. Something that I still don't believe that I didn't know at the time. That was a story I heard in wrestling like 20 years later, like on an RF Shoot interview, and was just like, what? Like, I had no idea. MJF is actually going to play Lance Von Erich, who is not a real Von Erich. If you watch the WWE documentary, they go into this as like the real downfall of World Class Championship Wrestling is the fact that one of the brothers, he goes into toxic shock syndrome, and he's not going to be able to wrestle. So they have to pull another wrestler. They bring him into the company. They say that he is Fritz's brother's Waldo's son. So they're saying that he's not, a brother to the family, but they're saying that he is a cousin. And fans figured this out really, really fast. He's a good-looking guy. He's tall. He's got size like the other people in the family, but he's not a Von Erich. And I guess they just didn't know that wrestling wasn't real, that people play. But they just believed in the family storyline, so they believed this was family, and it's not. And that's when they started to close the door on the Von Erichs, and that's when Vince just kept, creeping in and just took over everything, and it was said and it was done for. So I think the thing that's going to hurt this movie is the fact that it comes out December 22nd, so close to Christmas. Yes, I know that movie theaters are open on Christmas if you wanted to go on the 25th to go out there. I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to see this movie. I know that I still enjoy going to the theaters. A lot of people say they just wait for it. I don't know if people are still getting Redbox DVDs, or just wait for it to pop up and just pay the money on like your Apple TV, or if they're gonna wait until it's on like a Netflix or something like that. This is a wrestling movie. This is about World Class Championship Wrestling. This is about the Von Erichs. That's like three things that I really care about. So I want to give them my money and be able to tell at least the production company, A24, thank you for making this type of movie. And I really want to see it. So I'm just hoping that everybody else out there is going to go out there and see this, because I think this is going to be an excellent movie, and I'm just begging you, like, please go back if you still got your DVD collection, pop it in. You can head over to Peacock, honestly, and you can check it out. It's called The Triumph and Tragedy of World Class Championship Wrestling on there. The other one, I'll have to tweet it out. I apologize, I just can't remember what the name of that documentary is right now, but it's really, really good. Just get as much knowledge about the situation as you can, and the triumph and tragedy of World Class Championship Wrestling and the heroes of World Class documentary. You check out both of those, you'll be ready to roll, and you'll be having a good time. Like I said, I can't promise you that I'm going to go December 22nd, because you don't know what's going down with family stuff, this, that, and the other. And plus, that's one of my busiest times of the year at work up until the 24th. And then even after, going into New Year's is still kind of hectic. But everybody want those prime ribs. Peace out, everybody. See you guys.